Live from the 412, it's Platt's point of view, y'all. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Platt, and this is Platt's point of view, the NBA season preview show. The NBA regular season tips off October 19th, less than 2 weeks away. The NBA celebrates its 75th anniversary. Wow. After last season with a lot of empty arenas, countless postponed games, and restrictions due to COVID-19, the NBA is very optimistic with vaccinations. It can have games with fans, which is a positive step towards normalcy for the upcoming 2021-2022 NBA season. Here's some storylines so far for the NBA season. First off, can the Milwaukee Bucks repeat as NBA champs? The Milwaukee Bucks enter the season as a top 5 favorite to repeat. This season, they get back shooting guard Dante DiVincenzo from injury, but they also lost P.J. Tucker to the Miami Heat. They still have stretch 4 Bobby Portis, who was a key piece in their championship run last season. They also added Grayson Allen, shooting guard from Duke, play for the Grizzlies, but the Bucks can use more depth and should add a few more pieces. Giannis is a dominant force on both ends. Look for Milwaukee to add some veterans or look for some buyout candidates. And FYI, no, they will not repeat. Next up, let's talk about the return of Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson hasn't played in an NBA game in over 2 years. It'll be real interesting to see how Thompson adapts to playing with the likes of Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, and etc. I'll be watching his movement coming off screens and so on. Is Klay still the deadly shooter we once knew? Only time will tell. I'm hearing, though, Klay may not return till late December, early January. Stay tuned. Another headline, the LA Clippers. Head coach Ty Lue and the gang must hold down the fort with Kawhi Leonard out until probably late in the season with a partially torn ACL. Paul George, he's a straight MVP candidate, and many say Ty Lue is the best at making adjustments. This offseason, the Clippers lost Pat Beverly, Rajon Rondo, Daniel Toru, but they added Eric Bledsoe, Justin Winslow. There's rumors that they're eyeing Houston point guard John Wall. We shall see. Another headline, the Washington Wizards backcourt of Bradley Beal and Spencer Dinwiddie. Most of the attention in Washington will be on Bradley Beal's attitude as the Wizards try to set him free via trade. But Beal will at least give it a shot, give it a try. He will give it a try as Dinwiddie's new running mate. Spencer Dinwiddie averaged 20 points per game 2 years ago. He's very, very underrated as a playmaker and as a scorer. If Beal can average 30 points a game again this year, this could be the NBA's high-scoring backcourt. Washington might have something. Another NBA headline, can the Brooklyn Nets stay healthy? Last season, the Nets were the most talented team in the NBA last season, but injuries derailed any title hopes as they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The big three of Durant, Harden, and Kyrie played in fewer than 10 games together during the regular season. The Nets, though, they have an excellent chance to win the NBA title this year. Brooklyn must stay healthy in order to reach its NBA championship potential. And also, don't sleep the signing of former Spurs point guard Patty Mills. He's a solid point guard who can run the offense, deadly three-point shooter who can get hot quick. Another headline, the Indiana Pacers. Rick Carlisle is the Pacers head coach after spending the past 13 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. He has a very talented roster featuring Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, and T.J. Warren, and don't forget T.J. McConnell. This Pittsburgh native is probably one of the best backups in the NBA. The Pacers are a sleeper team to watch in the East, the Indiana Pacers. Another headline, couldn't even finish this without talking about these guys. The LA Lakers. The Lakers enter the 2021 NBA season with more hype than a Kanye West album. The Lakers will only go as far as LeBron and Anthony Davis can take them. This is year 4 of LeBron as a Los Angeles Laker. Year 1, Bron was hurt. Year 2, NBA champs in the bubble. Year 3, Bron and AD battled injuries late in the season. This season, they added Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Trevor Ariza, Dwight Howard, Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, and a few other quality players. This roster looks stronger than ever and should make the Lakers a legit championship contender, barring any major injuries. And last but not least, got an NBA rule changes. The NBA announced that it will limit attempts to draw fouls on non-contact basketball moves. That means cracking down on the James Hardens, Steph Currys, and Trae Youngs of the league, launching into defenders, kicking legs out at different angles, and all other movements that don't happen naturally. This is going to be an interesting rule change. See how these guys adapt. Next up, we go to 5 NBA teams to watch this season. My first team, the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls had another disappointing season, finishing 11th in the Eastern Conference with a 31-41 record. The Bulls had an opportunity to make the playoffs, but a crucial injury to high-flying two-guard Zach LaVine at the end of the season was way too much to overcome. In response, the Bulls made a lot of moves this offseason to increase their playoff chances. They signed point guard Lonzo Ball, traded for 4-time All-Star swingman DeMar DeRozan. They also added defensive combo guard Alex Caruso. They traded stretch forward Lauri Markkanen for athletic wing Derrick Jones Jr., Sky-Fi. They added him for more depth. The Chicago Bulls, they are in win-now mode with expectations sky-high going into the 2021-22 NBA season. I like the Bulls. Next up, you got the New York Knicks. The Knicks went from an afterthought to the number 4 overall seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs last season. Julius Randle became the first New York Knicks All-Star since 2018. Shooting guard R.J. Barrett improved from 13 points per game to 17 points per game and shot 40% from three-point range. They also got a spark from point guard Derrick Rose, who Tom Thibodeau loves. Head coach of the Knicks loves that guy. They traded for him in February. The team also drafted two-guard Quentin Grimes out of Houston, one of my favorites, point guard Miles McBride out of West Virginia. Both players played well and showed potential in the NBA Summer League. They also added point guard Kimball Walker and swingman Evan Fournier. Both players should provide an offensive spark. Also, Mitchell Robinson's back. He's 7 feet. He gained about 35 pounds, put some meat on his skinny frame, and the Knicks are primed and ready to build off last season's success. New York Knicks. How about the Phoenix Suns? The Suns are coming off a very remarkable run to the NBA Finals that sadly ended just 2 wins shy of an NBA title. Man, Phoenix went 10 seasons without making the NBA playoffs. Now the Suns have set the standard for itself. They returned a lot of key pieces from its roster. Just think, 2 years ago, Chris Paul was considered by many as damaged goods, traded from Houston to OKC in 2019. Since then, Paul has been an all-star in back-to-back seasons, even helping OKC reach the playoffs before being traded to Phoenix. Paul averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 1.4 steals per game, showing everybody he still has game left. Shooting guard Devin Booker, he averaged 27 points per game and had some breathtaking performances in the playoffs. How about 47 points to send the Lakers home? Remember that? And he also had back-to-back 40-point games in the NBA Finals. The Suns will definitely have a target on their back every game this season. Can the Suns live up to last season's title run and make another playoff push? We shall see. Another team, the Brooklyn Nets. You're going to hear about them a lot. The Brooklyn Nets. The Nets enter the 2021-22 NBA season as a championship favorite. KD, Harden, and Kyrie are the main reason. If all three are healthy, the Nets are pretty much unstoppable. Brooklyn made several key additions this offseason, adding point guard Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul Millsap, and defensive ace point guard Javon Carter. I think health is the only thing that can stop this offensive juggernaut. Also, Kyrie's reluctant to deal with the COVID protocols, whatever, but that's another story. So, yeah, Brooklyn Nets, we'll see. Another team, the Los Angeles Lakers. All eyes will be in L.A. this season. With a star-studded roster, why not? LeBron, Anthony Davis, Westbrook, Melo, Dwight Howard, and a host of others. Russell Westbrook is back home playing for the home team. It'll be interesting watching the Lakers and their show all season. Next up, a couple NBA players to watch this season, man. I got a funny feeling about these guys. Number 1, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, swing man. Brown averaged a career high in almost every category last season while becoming an NBA All-Star for the very first time. He also dealt with a few nagging injuries late last season that forced him to miss the playoffs. Jaylen Brown says he's fully healthy and recovered, and he's ready to go for this upcoming season. Brown should benefit from a new supporting cast and a new head coach. Point guard Dennis Schroeder, Al Horford, Enes Kanter, and swingman Josh Richardson. Look for Jaylen Brown to finish where he left off before injuries derailed him last season. I'm a big Jaylen Brown fan. Number 2, Kimball Walker, New York Knicks. The Knicks finally have a playmaker and quality starting point guard. Walker gets a fresh start, which was probably needed. Walker had 2 productive seasons in Boston, averaging 20 points per game and 4 assists, but expectations were never met in Boston due to Walker's injuries. He only played in about 68% of the regular season games in Boston. If healthy, Kimball Walker will provide a spark. This hometown kid should find his niche in New York City. Kimball Walker. Next up, you got Russell Westbrook, LA Lakers point guard. Russ, man, he's just a cold-blooded savage on the basketball court. He's a triple-double machine. He's impossible to keep out of the lane, and he should take some of the playmaking duties off LeBron's workload. It'll be real interesting to watch Westbrook establish chemistry and trust with LeBron James. I'll definitely be paying attention. Another guy I really like, Lonzo Ball, Chicago Bulls point guard. Lonzo Ball comes to Chicago after making major strides as a jump shooter. Ball made a career-best 37% of his threes on more than 8 attempts last season. Lonzo Ball is a very streaky player and really doesn't play well off the ball, but he's improving. Lonzo Ball sees the floor so well and should be excellent playing alongside DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. I cannot wait to watch this team. I'm telling you, something about these Bulls. Another guy, last but not least, my man Doug McDermott. San Antonio Spurs small forward. Dougie McBuck is what they call him. The Spurs signed this sharpshooting forward to a 3-year, $42 million deal this past offseason. McDermott is a 7-year NBA veteran coming off his best season, shooting 38% from three-point range and averaging a career-best 13 points per game. There's always something to be said about a player who plays or wants to play for the team he's rooted for his whole life and finally gets a chance to play for them. Greg Popovich, head coach of the Spurs, is getting an underrated baller. McDermott is a under-the-radar solid pickup for the Spurs, and he should be solid for them. I like me some Dougie McDermott. Couple NBA rookies to watch. Start off with my man Scotty Barnes out of Toronto. Small forward, power forward. This guy can play. This former Pratt phenom should have a good rookie season in Toronto based on his skill set alone. Barnes brings a 7'3" wingspan, nonstop motor, and he's a pretty good facilitator. He displayed all those skills in the Las Vegas Summer League, NBA Summer League. Barnes averaged 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, plus 1 steal per game, and showcased his defensive versatility. He's improving as a three-point shooter. If Barnes can develop a solid jump shot to keep defenses honest, he might just win Rookie of the Year. I'm telling you, pay attention. Next up, this guy's motor is just nonstop. Davion Mitchell, Sacramento Kings point guard out of Baylor. Mr. Mitchell has the potential to be a top defensive guard in this league for many years to come. He's been getting accolades all year, it seems. Naismith Defensive Player of the Year. He helps Baylor win a national title. He gets drafted by the Sacramento Kings, and then he wins an NBA Summer League title along with NBA Summer League co-MVP. He's already compiled a decent resume, as you can see. Mitchell should be the top rookie defensive guard, and he's probably going to lead all rookies in steals. I'm telling you, guaranteed. And he's a dark horse candidate for Rookie of the Year. Davion Mitchell, man. Oh, that boy's tough as nails. Next up, this is my favorite right here. I love this guy. Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons point guard. Everything and all the hype about Cunningham ahead of the 2021 NBA draft has been nothing but the truth. Need proof? NBA Summer League. He had a very, very impressive showing, displaying his unique skill set, averaging 18 points a game, 5 rebounds. He shot 50% from three-point range. Despite low assist numbers, he showed his playmaking ability as a 6'8" ball handler. It should be very exciting to see Cunningham play with swingman Saddiq Bey and established veterans like Jeremy Grant and Kelly Olynyk. My Rookie of the Year pick, Cade Cunningham. He had a couple other rookies, too, I want y'all to check out. First up, you got shooting guard Jaylen Brown out of Houston. This dynamic scoring guard will be the top rookie scorer, guaranteed. His offensive skill set is just magnificent. Jaylen Brown. Another guy I really like, I got to see him play at Duke. This guy's so good. Swing man Jalen Johnson. He plays for the Atlanta Hawks. This versatile 6'9" forward, he brings a Lamar Odom-type skill set that should help the Hawks improve immediately on both ends. Jalen Johnson is nice. And another guy, shooting guard, James Bouknight out of Charlotte. Bouknight is a decent three-level scorer who should contribute right away. Look for Bouknight to be on the receiving end of a lot of highlight reel dunks courtesy of point guard LaMelo Ball. Next up, my NBA predictions. Who's going to win MVP, you ask? I'm taking Kevin Durant. Fresh off leading Team USA to gold in the Summer Olympics, his third gold medal. To me, KD is the best player in the world right now. KD won his only MVP in 2014 with Golden State. KD is healthy and ready to go. I look for KD to average at least 29 to 31 points per game this season. Oh, my goodness, he's special. My Rookie of the Year candidate, I just said it a few minutes ago, I'm going with Cade Cunningham. This kid is a game changer. Really is a player that was the #1 high school player for 4 years in a row, then the best player in college as a freshman. That's very rare. Cade has all the tools and versatility to be a great player. He'll make Detroit better instantly. He reminds me a lot of Grant Hill. So much, I think he'll have that type of an impact this season. Cade Cunningham is that dude. My Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going with Bam Adebayo. In my opinion, not too many players go hard on both ends like Bam, especially defensively. Bam can switch on any player regardless position, which is a rare trait most players don't have. Bam was all defensive second team last year. He was snubbed for Defensive Player of the Year last season, in my opinion. Bam Adebayo locks up star players on a nightly basis. Get that boy that Defensive Player of the Year. He deserves it, and he's going to show you. NBA champions, you ask? The LA Lakers will win it all this season. After last season's disappointing first-round exit to the Phoenix Suns, I think LeBron and Anthony Davis are on a serious mission to show the NBA they're still the top 1-2 punch in the NBA. Add in a guy like a fiery Russell Westbrook and an aging scoring Carmelo Anthony who's very motivated. The Lakers will be focused and locked in more than ever this season. That spells doomsday for opponents all season. Beware. Don't say I tell you. Next, we got a couple under-the-radar guys. Some NBA sleepers you need to watch. These guys are going to have some good years, too. A lot of people don't talk about these guys. Desmond Bane, shooting guard out of Memphis. In 68 games as a rookie last season, Bane averaged 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, and shot 46% from the floor and 43% from three-point range. Look for Bane to improve in his second year. Bane will be a significant part of Memphis' success on both ends. This Desmond Bane kid, he can flat out shoot, man. Ooh, he's a gunner. Next, you got Tyrese Maxey, Combo guard, Philadelphia 76ers. Maxey averaged only about 15 minutes per game last season as a rookie. He averaged 8 points a game, 2 assists on shooting 46% from the floor. He only shot 30% from three-point range, but he was an 87% foul shooter, which is good. That's great. Maxey had his ups and downs like every other rookie. Maxey is a gamer, though, who I like a lot. But Maxey's name keep coming up in trade rumors with Ben Simmons, so I'm not sure if they're going to keep him or not. I hope if the Sixers don't trade him, Maxey will be a key contributor for the Sixers. I'm telling you, this guy might be sixth man of the year. We'll see. Next up, Larry Nass Jr., forward, Portland Trailblazers. This 28-year-old is coming off a very productive but injury-shortened season. Nass Jr. averaged 9 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 1.7 steals. He shot 55% from the floor and 36% from three-point range. The Portland Trailblazers are getting a heck of an athlete with an improved shooting stroke. He's a good screener. He cuts to the hoop for easy baskets and rim-rattling dunks. Nass Jr. should make the game a little bit easier for Dame Lillard and company. Another guy, Terrence Mann, LA Clippers. Plays small forward, shooting guard, even plays point guard. Mann enters his third year after a solid season, averaging 7 points per game, shooting 50% from the floor and 41% from three-point range. His energetic play and versatile skill set makes him very different than most. Terrence Mann brings rebounding, energy, and a knack of ability to get to the rim. Man, I expect Mann to be more of a scorer this season with Kawhi Leonard out. I like Terrence Mann. Next up, Kevin Porter Jr., Houston Rockets. Porter Jr. was traded to Houston last season from Cleveland. Many people are picking him for NBA's most improved player this season. Porter Jr. played in 26 games with the Houston Rockets last season. He averaged 16 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. He showed how talented he is on multiple occasions, including a 50-point game against Milwaukee, a game which he led Houston to victory too, so that's good. Porter Jr. will be Houston's starting point guard this season, and his numbers should increase with a bigger role in the offense. Next up, my top NBA teams headed into this season. Number 1, Milwaukee Bucks. Why? Well, they're the reigning champs until somebody knocks them off. They sitting in the king's throne. Number 2, the Brooklyn Nets. It's a lot of things up in the air with them regarding the Kyrie Irving situation, but I think when it's all said and done, I think Brooklyn is going to be one of the teams that'll be contending for a title. Number 3, LA Lakers. Once again, I think they'll win about 60 games. LeBron will probably be a 2-3 seed. They don't got to be the number 1 seed. As long as they're healthy come playoff time, they should be a force to be reckoned with. The Phoenix Suns, like I said, they got a target on their back. A lot of teams are coming for them. Should be interesting. And number 5, Utah Jazz. They had the best record in the league last year. And I don't know. I think they kind of collapsed late in the year. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert were fatigued, but I think they'll be back. They added some pieces to the Utah Jazz. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Platt's Point of View NBA Preview. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
CJ on the